I waited 2 weeks to make this video. 2 freaking weeks just so all y'all could catch up and I could legally do this video without feeling bad about spoilers. And here we go. I finally get to talk about freaking Fat Thor, THICC THOR, whatever you want to call him. I finally get to talk about this. Yo, dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighborhood JaxBlade is back with another video for y'all. And today I finally get to talk about this freaking Dude Thor from Avengers Endgame letting himself go. I guess nowadays most people can say, I have the body of Thor. Now legally, I can't show any clips of THICC THOR yet because, you know, Avengers Endgame is still in theaters and I'm encouraging all of you to go to the theaters so we can beat that blue Avatar film that's been #1 for so long. We coming for your hair, fuckers. But me and my friends were actually wondering and talking about it, like how Thor could potentially get back into shape since in the movie, I'm so glad they didn't do the thing where like once he brings Stormbreaker and Mjolnir to him that he automatically, once that lightning strikes him, he just becomes super fit again. Like, I'm so glad they didn't do that route. Like, that would have been really cheap to me. But yeah, I'm curious like how he's gonna do it since he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy, or if he just stayed, you know, THICC THOR, just like, oh, I'm just the dude now, just hanging with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm just going to, you know, hang with the tree and the raccoon and all that. It's just great. I'm really curious what they're gonna do now with that character. Low-key, I was kind of hoping for a training montage for the strongest Avenger.
But there's nothing wrong with him. He's fine the way he is.
So some people have been saying Thor is fine now, even though through the whole movie he was the depressed alcoholic who ate pizza all day and played Fortnite all day. And I mean, if you're older than 18 and that's how you want to live your life, you know, just like doing whatever you want to. I mean, once you turn 18, you're personally responsible for yourself, all right? Like, your parents legally don't have to take care of you if they don't want to. As long as you're like, you know, personally responsible and that's how you want to live your life and live whatever, then by all means, that's how it works, all right? You can choose to live whatever life you personally want once you hit a certain age and you're able to, you know, take care of yourself, all right? So that's it. Sad but true, all right? However you want to live your life that way. But personally, I think Thor getting back in shape wouldn't honestly be a bad idea, because since he's with the Guardians of the Galaxy now, he's going to be fighting some, you know, OP creatures. If he actually stays with them, like, I'm curious how that's going to be, if he's just going to be like the guy, because like, there are 2 ways I look at this. Like, if Thor is just like, oh, I'm the dude here, like I can just chill and mind my own business, you know, that sort of thing, that's one thing. But if they like come across, you know, some OP villains or something like that and he's not ready, I feel like that would be a bit of a, yeah, you should have trained and prepped yourself, my dude, because you're gonna get your ass whooped now. Now, don't get me wrong, THICC THOR was still strong as fuck, but you can see from those years of like just not being active and just playing video games and eating pizza and just drinking alcohol every single day just to like drown his depression away, which was really actually heartbreaking to watch. It's like you did notice that he did become weaker in this film. Like, for instance, the Thanos thing, that is like a big thing. Me and my friends had this huge discussion about, because like, all right, Thanos at the end, so like let's just do a little layout thing for you, all right? So Thanos at the beginning of Infinity War had like 2 stones and was able to completely beat Thor. And he was just like, you know, Thor was in his hand, like he beat the crap out of him and almost killed him. Then at the very end of the movie, Thanos has all the stones and freaking Thor just had Stormbreaker and like almost kills him. Like, I know people will say like, oh, he caught him off guard, but still, like, he blasted him with all those stones at once and Thor just Kamehameha hacks his way through that shit. And then just like, if he just went for the head like he said, he probably would have like had a better fight. But the thing is, like, Thanos used all the gems and blasted him at once and he just boom went through it and like almost, you know, killed him. And then in this movie, Thanos at the very end of Endgame, no stones, just a, you know, very durable, strong purple man. Like, he's nowhere near as strong as like the comic Thanos, but like still a pretty strong dude. But it's just like, I feel he was able to fight off Iron Man, Captain America, and Fat Thor, when in the movie I feel like if he didn't have any of the stones, Thor, and if he was like Thor at the end of Infinity War, it would have been a wrap, bro. It would have been a freaking wrap, no contest, especially if Thor has Stormbreaker. And in the movie, he is dual wielding. He has freaking Mjolnir and Stormbreaker, and he's trying to fight Thanos, and he's just getting like, you know, he's holding it, he's doing pretty good. He's not like getting like super decimated, but he's not fighting on par with a thing where you go, oh my god, this guy is so strong. So that was just something I thought was like, you did notice as weakness. It could be like, you know, again, if you look at the meta way, like just bad writing, but it was very much a thing of like very noticeable, like, oh yeah, he's not as strong as he used to be. And it's very understandable because, you know, he didn't like he wasn't active for all those years. Real talk, when Steve was able to wield Mjolnir and Thor was able to have Stormbreaker, if it was Fat Thor, Steve, and Iron Man all getting them, because remember, Iron Man made him bleed with stones in frickin' Infinity War. So if it was that Iron Man, Fat Thor at the end of Infinity War, and Captain America with Mjolnir going at it, it would have been a wrap, bruh. It would have been like... Fight back, man! Okay, real talk, if Thor was Fat Thor again, I would absolutely love a training montage because, you know, that is my thing. I love training montages. They just always get me so hyped. It's like, yeah, let's go work out and stuff like that. But like, if they gave Thor a training montage, I'd honestly hope it'd be like something sort of like, since it's Guardians of the Galaxy, which is primarily a comedy series, like I'd really sort of hope for they give it like sort of a Mr. Incredible from the Incredibles montage, or freaking, what is it, Rocky style montage with superpowers, just the fact that he's so strong. I think that would be so dope. So MCU, if you're watching this, I'm gonna give you some ideas of how you could go about it. It'd be pretty cool in my opinion. I'd love to see him like fighting off various aliens, because as I mentioned countless times on this planet, sparring and martial arts is just such a great way to help you like burn a bunch of calories and sweat buckets and just help you like burn a bunch of excess fat as long as your nutrition is on point. And then just seeing them like spar the other Guardians of the Galaxy, like freaking Nebula and Drax could tag team him, and then freaking like Rocket and Groot could be like watching from the sidelines cheering him on, and then sometimes they'd get in, and then you just see Thor just sweating buckets and just like, oh god, this is a bit of a challenge, mate, not as easy as it used to be, and then just like show him gradually improving over and over. I think that would be so dope. Then of course you gotta show him doing like various axe chops with Stormbreaker, and then like just doing like insane reps, and then he could do like push-ups with like people like Drax and Nebula and, or like Star-Lord sitting on his back, and then like give him like those insane Goku reps, like he's just like, alright, 1,000,002, 1,000,003, and he's just like pressing the shit out, just like going at it, and he's just training his ass off. And then in the background you see like Groot going from teenage Groot to adult Groot, just like slowly giving him a thumbs up, and he's just like training his ass off, and it shows you like the time, and it's like a montage. It's very montage-esque, and it's just getting you like, oh, Thor's coming back stronger. And then you could have him do like pull-ups with like super insane weight, like, you know, have like a spaceship, like a broken spaceship. He could be training at like let's say the Guardians go to a planet that's like a broken down thing where like there's just a bunch of like scrap spaceships or something like that. You could show like Thor's just like bench pressing it like a strong man, running with it, or like just like doing various pull-ups or various like rows or various like carries or farmers walks, all that stuff. I would love to see Thor doing all this stuff. Or you could actually take Chris Hemsworth's real life routines and then just make him Thor worthy and just like show like, oh, he's still a guy, he's still superhumanly strong. I think it would be so freaking dope. And maybe show him trying to eat healthy, but then he's like, oh no, how to fit with that? And then he just starts to eat meat, and then you see him like gradually start to get lean again or something like that, and then like Star-Lord's getting salty because freaking Thor is just like, his god metabolism is burning off all this stuff, and they were calling him like chubby in the freaking Infinity War movie or something like that. And then of course just the mandatory, you know, Thor shirtless scene, and then have all the Guardians make their comments that are just like great and comedic, and then just so Star-Lord like, I mean, he's buff, but he ain't that buff or something like that. And I know some people are taking this like the wrong way, like, well, he's fine, like I don't like that it's promoting like, oh, not everyone wants a six-pack or something like that. I just think the movie, like, this is not like fat shaming or fat phobia or anything like that, because I think really when you watch the movie, the first part of it was comedic, but then the second part is just sort of like, oh, this is really heartbreaking. He really feels like he let himself down, so he's just eating himself into this depressing, or he's drinking himself into this depression, and he's letting himself go. And that's just like, wow. So of course that feeling of redemption of like, no, I need to improve myself. Like, again, like I talked about this before, like there's a Hey Arnold episode where Harold Berman was like, kids were making fun of him for being like fat or something like that, and he went off to this place to go and eat a bunch of healthy food, but he got himself fatter. Then he came back and he was trying to like lose weight, but he was just getting fatter and fatter. And then Arnold basically went up to him and said, do you think you were fat? Do you think you were fat and stuff like that? And he's like, no, I like the way I was. And it's just like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So they worked on getting Harold back to the way he was before, just, you know, the original kid he was, you know, a bit hefty, but he was fine. But that was what he enjoyed and liked for himself personally. And that's what I absolutely respect. To me, that Hey Arnold episode today is one of the best body positive episodes I've ever seen in any show. Like, if someone likes the way they are, and they don't want to like change, then by all means let them be. But if someone is like, someone used to be a certain way and they were like, I lost that way and now I want to get back to that way, then I think by all means love that. Like I love that mentality of like, I want to improve back to what I had. Because like, I feel like a lot of people will take something like they'll mitigate feelings of inadequacy. That's the best way to put it. Where like you see something happen and you start feeling bad, like they're attacking you when they're not attacking you. Like they're attacking, like if someone sees Thor on the screen and he's all chubby and like the people are laughing because it's funny because it's like, oh, Thor is like the guy with the god bod. He's literally a god who has this god bod and he's let himself go. So it's just like, oh, funny thing. Like, I mean, if there was a character who wasn't that way and then, you know, they was like, oh, just probably no reaction because, oh, yeah, he just, you know, average guy. Like, you know, like freaking Mark Ruffalo's not the most ripped guy, but he's just out there living his life. He's loved by millions and that's what it is. He's just trying to be the best him possible with what he does. And I like that. I really do like that. But I didn't think it was anything other than just like, oh yeah, he let himself go because of his depression. That is a very real thing. I've been through it in my life. And I think that's why, yeah, honestly, I just noticed my little thing. Like, that is why I like the idea of him training, come back even stronger than before. Because like that happened to me. It happened to me several times before, and like just training to feel better about yourself and then like being active and doing all that. I think that's great. I love that. I love that mentality. But again, if you're someone watching this and you felt like, oh, every time they laughed at him, like, don't feel ashamed for your body. Love yourself for who you are, but you have to be honest. Like, don't do this thing where like, I think I'm perfect the way I am, but then like you keep saying, complaining about certain things about yourself. Be honest, and that's a hard thing. Not everyone can look in that mirror and be like, yeah, I like what I see. Like, not everyone can do that. If you can generally do that from the truest of places, then you've won. But if you can't, then that's where you have to like, you know, go search deeper within inside yourself. But that is my video. I just wanted to do this quick video because I really wanted to talk about this post seeing the movie, but I had to wait 2 weeks because, you know, everyone was like talking about it. We didn't want to spoil anything, but now that spoiler ban is lifted, I feel it's great. But what would you do? Would you have Thor stay the Dude Thor? You know, just have him just be like, yeah, I'm chill, just eat my stuff, you know, whatever. Or would you have him like actually like get bulky and ripped again? Because he has been fat in the comics. Like, it's not a thing. It's like old King Thor. Like, that's just a thing from the comic books. So I'm just saying, like, would you want him to stay that way, or would you want him to be, you know, even stronger and fitter, or come back extra ripped? Because I know Chris Hemsworth is happy either way. Like, he's a fitness freak, but he also, you know, if he doesn't have to show off, then he can go ham on food. So that's what I get. Yeah, whatever. But let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let's get a discussion going. Let's keep that toxic, you know, shaming people out of here, because we don't do that on this channel. It's just about health, positivity, and fun. And remember, like I always say, just hit that subscribe button if you like my vibe, you know, do that. And hit that like button too. It helps the video a lot. And remember, like I always say, keep calm, booyah on, and don't forget, moment tide. Now go get a body like Thor, whichever one you want.